Have you ever missed the signs a woman was interested in you, only to realize later she was testing you the whole time? Curious. Especially if you're over 50, the signals aren't obvious, but they're there, hidden in plain sight, and understanding them can change everything. Welcome to the Female Psyche, where we explore the subtle ways women show interest, attraction, and curiosity, especially toward men over 50, and how you can recognize the signs that most men completely miss. When a woman feels drawn to an older man, she almost always asks two very specific questions. These questions aren't casual. They're like secret messages hidden in plain sight. Many men over 50 assume they're invisible to women, whether younger or their own age. Curious. That couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, mature men often become more magnetic once they understand how female psychology actually works. The problem isn't women, it's the way men interpret their signals. Mistaking curiosity for friendliness is a common mistake. Women rarely show interest outright. Instead, they test your emotional stability, your ability to be present, and your awareness. Female attraction operates subtly, beneath the surface. When a woman begins to see you as someone trustworthy, emotionally, physically, even intimately, her energy shifts. Thoughtful. Casual interactions turn into deliberate curiosity. She begins asking questions designed to reveal three things: your strength and whether you are grounded or insecure, your emotional and practical availability, and your ability to notice subtle signs of interest. This is when those two essential questions emerge. To understand why they matter, you need to grasp something deeper. Men over 50 often expect straightforward signals because that's how attraction was expressed in their earlier years. Today, even mature women are more indirect. They rarely say, "I like you." Instead, they explore, testing the waters carefully to see if it's safe to approach without exposing themselves to rejection. Curious. The quiet concern for her, especially around older men, is that if she shows interest too clearly, she might appear needy. So she masks attraction with curiosity. Her questions seem harmless, but they carry an invitation for connection, and if a man doesn't notice, she usually won't repeat it. Size. Women almost never give the same emotional opening twice. Feminine psychology is subtle and layered. Men act when they feel attracted. They offer support, guidance, help. Women, on the other hand, question when they feel drawn. They create emotional bridges through curiosity. Curious, in everyday life, she could ask countless questions, but only two will consistently appear when she's softly exploring intimacy with a mature man. These questions aren't about gathering information, they're about forming a connection. They're her way of seeing if you can step forward with awareness and confidence. Most men, however, take them at face value. They answer literally, missing the deeper invitation. And that's where the real opportunity lies. For those who can see the signals, recognize the subtle attraction, and respond with presence, strength, and emotional awareness. Thoughtful. That's when casual interaction turns into genuine connection, and when a woman's curiosity transforms into intentional interest. A grounded man listens beneath the words. When she asks these questions, she's not looking for facts. She's checking alignment, noticing awareness, and feeling your emotional state. Is he calm, steady, open? Does he carry himself confidently in his masculine energy? Curious. These questions are invitations, not casual conversation. The first question she asks is all about availability, not your schedule, but your heart. It might sound like, "Do you spend a lot of time alone?" Or, "You seem to enjoy solitude, is that true?" Or, "Are you seeing anyone right now?" It sounds simple, almost innocent. But really, she's asking, is there space for me in your life? Are you emotionally open or closed? Do you have room for closeness? Or are you trapped in routine? Thoughtful. She asks this after she's already imagined herself near your world. Most men answer literally, "Yes, I'm alone a lot." Not really, it depends. But a steady man hears the subtext. She's testing whether you're open, whether you can receive connection without losing yourself. A balanced response might be, "I value my space, but I always enjoy good company," or, "I appreciate my independence, but I'm open to something meaningful." Thoughtful. That tone says a lot. It communicates strength without coldness, confidence without shutting her out. If she senses warmth there, she moves closer, leading to the second question. The second question digs deeper into desire. It often sounds like, "What are you looking for these days? Where is your life headed?" Or, "What's your focus at this stage?" Curious. This isn't small talk. She's not asking about your job or hobbies. She's sensing your inner direction. Women don't open to men who drift. They open to men who are grounded, intentional, and emotionally alive. This question does he have purpose? Does he stand firm in himself? Can I feel safe here? When a man answers with clarity and presence, she feels possibility. If he hesitates or seems confused, she steps back. Women aren't looking for perfection. They want presence. Thoughtful. These two questions measure exactly that, and they matter more than ever for men over 50. At this stage, women often assume he's already lived most of his emotional life, so they move carefully, checking whether there's room for them. These subtle, nearly invisible questions are her way of asking, is there space for me, and is he moving forward or just existing? You might miss compliments, you might overlook body language, but if you miss these two questions, you miss the moment she opened the door. Sighs, and once that door closes, it rarely reopens. So listen differently. When she asks about your solitude, she's testing access. When she asks about your direction, she's testing depth. Hear what's underneath the words. Respond with calm clarity, and you'll never wonder if she's interested again. Curious. Women don't test men they feel nothing for. They test the ones they're considering stepping closer to. Recognize it, understand it, and move forward with awareness. What most men don't realize is that women rarely show attraction directly, especially to men over 50. It's not that they aren't interested, they just operate differently. Feminine psychology is subtle, and women communicate through cues, curiosity, and energy rather than clear statements. Thoughtful. They want to feel safe, to sense your strength and emotional steadiness before letting themselves get closer. Every word, every question, every pause can carry meaning, and it's up to you to notice it. For older men, this can feel confusing at first. You might expect compliments, bold gestures, or open flirtation because that's what worked earlier in life or what you see in movies. But mature women rarely give signals like that. Instead, they observe, they probe gently, and they ask questions that seem casual but are actually carefully placed tests. Curious. They're checking if you are grounded, emotionally available, and aware enough to catch the subtle invitation. It's less about what you do and more about who you are when you do it. The two questions that keep appearing, the ones about your solitude and your direction, aren't random. When she asks about your alone time, she's seeing if there's room in your life for connection. She's asking if you're emotionally open or sealed off, if your independence allows space for intimacy, or if it's a shield. Thoughtful. When she asks about your direction or purpose, she's checking whether you have clarity, intentio, and a sense of self. She wants to know if you're emotionally alive, capable of holding space for someone else, or if you're just drifting along. This is why many men respond incorrectly. They answer literally, missing the deeper meaning. A man might say, "Yes, I spend time alone," or "I'm focused on work," and think he's answered. But women are listening for tone, for balance, for presence. Curious. The right answer doesn't just provide information, it communicates confidence, warmth, and openness. It signals that you're self-contained but not closed, independent but not unreachable. Another key point is timing. Women don't often give the same opportunity twice. If you miss the subtle invitation hidden in these questions, she probably won't repeat it. That's why awareness is so crucial. Thoughtful. By noticing the subtext, you can respond in a way that invites her closer rather than inadvertently shutting her down. Your calm, measured presence is far more attractive than any line or gesture because it demonstrates emotional stability, a quality women over 50 value deeply. It's also worth noting that this isn't manipulation on her part. Women aren't playing games. They're navigating their own caution and desire. They want to be drawn to men who can hold themselves, who have clarity about life, who move intentionally rather than reactively. They test because they care about safety, compatibility, and emotional resonance. They're looking for a partner who can meet them in a balanced, mature way, someone whose presence is steady enough to build something meaningful around. Thoughtful. Once you understand this, the dynamic changes completely. You start listening differently, responding differently, and seeing opportunities where you previously saw uncertainty. Curious. You learn to interpret curiosity as attraction, questions as invitations, and subtle shifts in energy as interest. You don't need overt signals because you understand that women's attraction often operates under the surface. Understanding women's subtle signals changes everything. Those quiet questions, the curiosity hidden in her words, are her way of testing your presence, strength, and emotional depth. Thoughtful. When you listen beneath the surface, respond with calm clarity, and show grounded awareness, you open the door to genuine connection. Women aren't looking for perfection, they're looking for presence. Notice the signs, step forward with awareness, and you'll never wonder if she's interested again. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about the hidden ways women show interest, make sure to like, subscribe to The Female Psyche, and comment the word presence below. Excited? Let me know you felt the insight and want more of this content.